Hey guys, what's up? So, I had just seen The Blue Beetle last night in the theaters, and I have got to say, I was not disappointed at all. I was like pretty excited for this movie, but also I knew that if it was not great, like I wouldn't be surprised about it. Um, Considering with I love DC, by the way. Love DC, but considering what they've been doing with DC, which is I don't think they know what they're doing, I did have my doubts, and it did look very cheesy and pretty unoriginal from the trailer, but it still looked fun. So, I'm gonna start off with saying that I have no idea why people can't be happy about movies anymore. A lot of reviews that I'm seeing nowadays, it's all about how movies suck nowadays. The CGI is bad, blah blah blah, and like I just can't understand. I just don't understand why people can't be happy with things. Like why can't you just enjoy things and see the good in these movies? Because I really do not think, yes, there are bad movies. There are quite a bit of bad movies nowadays, but that's only because it's easier to make movies now than it was back then. So people are just pumping out movies left and right, and they're not putting their heart into it. I don't know, I've seen a lot of great movies, and I can tell you that not all movies nowadays are bad. I can name a few at the top of my head right now. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is a great one. It's a fucking amazing movie, and it just came out this year. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I know a lot of people didn't actually really like this movie, but I actually enjoyed it. I really did. Like, yeah, the first two acts were choppy, but I thought it was fun. The Barbie movie, and I know there's a lot of controversy around that one, but I enjoyed it. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all really think there's like a whole bunch of bad movies nowadays? Like, every single movie out there is bad, and you can't see the good in anything. I'm like, come on, just enjoy yourself. Why you always gotta, like, look for flaws in every single movie? I don't understand it. But let's get into why I think this movie is very fun. I had a great time in the theaters, guys. I found myself laughing throughout the entire film. My attention was completely focused throughout the entire movie. A lot of people are saying how cheesy it is. Yes, it is very cheesy. It is pretty cheesy. It was funny, and most of it was George Lopez, definitely. And the villains. Well, the guy wasn't that bad, but the woman, she was like your generic villain, which I will get more in later. But basically, the whole movie was just all about family. And I think they did a very good job focusing on that aspect. I really enjoyed that. For the most part, I felt all the emotions that the writers expected me to feel. Because there were some emotional parts in this movie. There was like maybe like just one that I didn't really, it didn't really like catch me the way they probably wanted it to, but that was about it. It wasn't like that big, but for the most part, yes, it was pretty emotional. And I really, really did enjoy the fact that this was not like your, cliche story that we've been seeing for like quite a bit. With, like the teenager is in high school and they're getting these powers and they have to hide this like big secret from their whole family, and the love interest gets captured by the enemy, and they have, y'all know what I'm talking about, the same story that's been going on. And yes, sometimes it does work, but they've been doing it for a while. So I'm glad this is definitely a change up. Um, in this story, the main character, Jaime Reyes, he is a young adult. He's in his early 20s. He has his whole family in his corner. It's like this very unexpected thing just like got dropped into their laps. And the whole movie is them just trying to figure out a way to deal with it. And I gotta say, they did pull through with the characters and like their acting. It was all great. And, you know, of course, George Lopez was obviously comedy gold in here. Yeah, he was pretty funny. I really hope to see him in the future if they do decide to continue with this franchise. But he wasn't the only one that was making me laugh a bit and that was making the movie more special with his family. It was his grandmother, Nana. She was pretty funny. She was a good character. There was like maybe like twice where it was like it was like a bit cheesy, like definitely comic booky, and I was just like, yeah, that didn't really hit the way they wanted it to. But I mean, it's fine though, because this movie has some flaws, but it has a lot of potential. I really enjoyed it. But back to the characters. So Nana, the sister. I don't quite remember her name. It was like Maligra or something. I don't remember her name, but Jaime's sister. She wasn't my favorite, but I did like her. I actually did like her. At first, you know, she was like this sassy know-it-all in the beginning, and then more towards like the, you know, when stuff started to pick up through the movie around like the middle to all the way to the end, she was helping the family out and she became more likable for sure. And of course, Jaime, the main character, he obviously had a lot of charm, and I am familiar with this actor, so I knew he was going to be great. You could definitely tell not only by the trailers, but originally, before the trailers even came out, when he was casted, I knew that he would be great in this movie. Because I mainly know him from Cobra Kai. He plays Miguel, and I like Miguel. Yeah, I really like that show. And I did feel a little bit bad because through the entire movie, you know, he's playing a different character, but all I can think of was Miguel. And Jenny Cord, she is the one that gave Jaime the, you know, the burger, the box with the scarab. She was the one that gave it to him and told him to guard it with his life. I did enjoy her character, but it was just like she dropped off this horrible gift to this family and it starts like destroying like their lives. And she's basically like, oops, my bad. And yeah, she was basically like that through the entire movie, and I was really hoping that they were actually going to do more with her character, because I think she would have had even more potential if they did. But I mean, I did enjoy the actress a lot. I think she was great with this role. And the mom, she didn't really have that much. She was just kind of like another, you know, member of the family that was supportive, and she was kind of just there. But the dad, Jaime's dad though, he had a big part in this movie. He was a big part of Jaime's like character growth, and I did enjoy him. He did a great job as well, the actor. And then that brings me to the fight scenes. I know I had already mentioned that I couldn't stop thinking of Miguel in this movie, and a lot of it was also because of the fight scenes. From Sholo being in Cobra Kai, I know that he knows how to fight a little bit. So some of these fight scenes were pretty cool. I really did enjoy them. There was CGI, definitely, and at certain times it was definitely like noticeable, but it wasn't bad though. But there were a lot of great like practical stunts and fighting. You can definitely tell that the actor and the stunt doubles, they were actually doing these things, and the CGI was like just, you know, mixed in with the practical fighting, and you know, just to make it like even bigger, especially in the like third act. Those are all the positives. But now going into more of not really the negatives, but things that I would like to see moving on forward. Because this movie had, like I said, it was very enjoyable. It had potential. I would say I would hope to see a lot more backstory with the scarab. You know, how they even got it, and you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but I feel like they definitely could have given more information on that aspect. Also, I would really love to see Jaime's relationship with the scarab grow, because it's those of you who have watched the trailer would have known that the scarab, like, you know, it talks to him. They kind of make it seem like it's like a piece of machinery, like it's a robotic kind of thing, but it's not. I don't want to get too much into it, you know, spoil it for you guys, but it definitely did. But I just want to see that, you know, evolve even further. And the main thing, this was definitely a flaw. This was kind of like a negative, but not really. It's just the villains. I really, really hope to see the villains be a lot better through on out, because the main villain was very predictable and didn't have any real personality, like, at all. She was, if you think in your head, think of a very cheesy, predictable, unoriginal villain. That was basically her. So, yeah, I really hope to see that grow a bit more. There's also a guy villain too. There was, I forgot his name. I'll definitely put it up, but he wasn't bad. I actually really liked him. He could have been better though, like the way they laid out his storyline, his backstory, that could have been done in a better way. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I have to say about this. So this is my Blue Beetle movie review, and I know that not all of movie reviews are saying that it sucks. I know there's quite a bit saying the same thing as me, that it is very fun and is definitely worth the watch. So with that being said, I say don't listen to the haters. Go watch the film, and I want to know what you guys think. You guys let me know in the comments below. If you've already seen it, let me know if you're excited about it. But yeah, it was fun. Definitely worth the watch. So thank you guys for watching my movie review, and I'll see you guys next time.